Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Idol Stan Nation, a channel that's dedicated to helping you discover new songs, artists, and groups to love. Whether you just got to K-pop today or for the past 20 years, we'll help you discover something new to love. I'm one of your hosts, Jae-Hyun. According to Nick, I'm the filthy casual of the group. Speaking of Nick, he's also joining us today as our music analyst, music specialist. And then we got Aura, who is our cinematographer. Say hi, guys.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
So, sorry for just being a filthy casual, but I'm here.
Right, I feel like Bang would be more of the casual than you are, to be honest.
Yeah, well, he's also like the hype fanboy who like buys everything and all the special stuff and whatnot.
Facts.
So
Yeah.
he probably spends about as much as the three of us put together.
Facts.
Yep. All right, let's
All right, so we got another stacked episode, and looking at the lineup, I think the first topic is something that the three of us are pretty hyped about. So, who wants to bring it in? Aura?
Oh,
what do you think?
let's have Nick start it out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have Nick start it out.
All right. Well, guess
Hot
I'm
potato.
doing it. All right. So our first main topic today is going to be Dreamcatcher's Breaking Out, which is actually their Japanese comeback.
Is there comeback or debut?
I think it might have been their first album, but I think it might.
I'm pretty sure they had a
first album
single.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, because this is a studio album, actually, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, continue on.
So, Nick. This was released, and honestly, I loved it. I really loved it.
Yeah, like that. The way it started out, I wasn't. Well, I won't say I wasn't expecting it because like we got so used to their promoted videos being so rock heavy, and on this one it started off with what's that genre, Nick? Because it started off
for the intro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything was white and looked kind of pure. So to start out with, at least from visually. Oh.
Yeah, and it's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't like. But so it made me think that it was gonna go in a different musical direction, and it picked back up into that familiar pop rock theme that we were used to hearing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty.
I mean, it's
interesting
very
as well.
like it's very like techno house.
Yeah, like
If I think
it
about
was along those lines, right?
Mhm.
And it's not to say that they've never done songs like that before either. On one of their previous albums, Korean albums, they had a song that was entirely in that genre.
Mm-hmm.
Aura, what'd you think of that music video?
So I will say I'm not exactly a fan of Dreamcatcher, and I haven't really listened to too many of their songs. So when I actually sat down and watched this, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, I can go with this. This is something I can listen to on repeat. But yeah, no, I loved it. It was a great song. And then, if I remember right, the rap, it really caught me off guard too. I love the rap part. I don't remember the member's name though. So
Dami.
yeah, she was great.
Yeah. So with their previous comeback from earlier this year, Petey.
Yeah.
So, Aura, you also enjoyed that comeback, didn't you?
Yeah, but I still can't name all the songs that I've listened to. But they just, other than this and Pity, they haven't really caught my attention.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean the music video, they kind of remind me of Pity quite a bit too, with a lot of the white and whatnot. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did enjoy the song and the music video. I guess the only thing that kind of brought it down just a little bit for me was their Japanese pronunciation. It was like 98% there, but it's that 2% with the accent is kind of threw me off a bit, especially with Dami and her rap, which it's I'm not trying to talk smack about it because she still did really well with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to try and rap in another language, so
Yeah.
kudos to her for still pulling it off.
Right.
But that's just me. That's just me entirely just being a bit nitpicky. So,
well, you do speak Japanese fluently, so
well, I'm not even fluent myself.
More fluent than I am.
I'm yeah. I mean, so with the musical aspects, you have a bit more of the musical aspects that stood out to you, Nick?
Yes, I do actually. So, the entire like entry piece obviously was a very different genre. It was very like techno tropical fusion house, and for a second I thought, okay, this is very not Dreamcatcher. Like for a
Promoted song, yeah.
for a title track, it's very not Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, for an MV and whatever. And so I was like, okay, this is kind of not Dreamcatcher, but you know, I like it. It's okay. Kind of out of the kind of summer vibe, but it's a bit late. And then they went into the actual chorus, right? And then I was jamming to it. And honestly, I didn't stand Dreamcatcher. I knew Chase Me, and that was pretty much it. But since this song, I've delved like way into Dreamcatcher, and so I'm really loving their music now because like, you know, the rock vibe is not something that a lot of groups today do.
Yeah, I mean, because even for myself,
unless you're a band,
right? And so even for myself, like, I wouldn't. I'm not a hard stan of Dreamcatcher, but I think I have like 3 or maybe even 4 of their albums, and I like having them in my playlist lineup as a good change up, right? Because again, like you said, with that rock theme that they typically have going on, it really does help spice up my playlist. And
yeah, that's exactly the same thing I do. I have so because rock isn't so prevalent, I have a couple songs that are rock based that are Korean inside of my playlist. You know, Day 6 Shoot Me.
Day 6, yeah, yes, that's another group.
They're prevalent inside of that rock. Soon, and Flying will be in there too. But and now I'm gonna have a lot of Dreamcatcher, and then I have J-rock groups inside of there because J-rock is a much more open scene.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, 1OK Rock, so on and so forth. And so I can also include this song, which is great because it just adds another little bit of variety to the playlist because there's so much. I add new songs basically by season at this point.
Okay.
And so I have a whole lot of house right now, tropical house inside the playlist.
Yeah.
And it's just been on repeat, and so it's nice to have, you know, other genres. One thing I did find interesting was the melodic progression inside of the song because they had to swap to rap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And swapping to rap from a rock concept
Yeah.
is almost a no inside of music. It's like, just don't, because it's not gonna work.
I don't know.
I mean,
it kind of reminded me of an old Linkin Park, kind of.
I was about to say late 90s,
And that's
early
'cause-
2000s. Yeah.
And that's because they did the same thing that actually, it's funny that you say that. They did the same thing here that Linkin Park does that they did in the 90s. And I was just about to say that.
Beat you to it.
The way they do it is they use a key chord progression that is great for switching, okay? And it usually goes from the 5th to the 6th, and then that allows to the switch because you're going to switch to usually either a dominant major or a subharmonic minor. And that's what Linkin Park was like really known for, was how they could switch back between the two genres so seamlessly, and they did the exact same thing in this song.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. Hello, Linkin Park? How are you doing?
Shoot.
Yeah, because when it comes to Dreamcatcher's music, I do get a lot of like late 90s, early 2000s nostalgia from Linkin Park, Evanescence. What was another group? So like,
Green Day, maybe.
yeah. Well, no. I'm thinking, what was it? Fred Durst. What was his group called? Yeah. So those guys. And because again, you know, the whole rock rap fusion, which Evanescence only had that one song with a rap fusion inside of it, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so for Dreamcatcher, you know, it's also a mix of nostalgia, in addition to them freshening up my playlist with different genres.
And you know what's funny? So you talk about nostalgia here, and there was one scene inside of the MV that gave me so much nostalgia, and that was the red thread scene.
Really?
Okay.
because I saw the red thread and I was like, wait a minute. This exactly reminds me, not exactly, but it instantly reminded me of 4 Minutes Hate, right?
Okay.
Because they have that red thread.
Yeah.
And the red thread is not used a lot inside of K-pop.
No.
I don't see it a lot, and it's a very beautiful scene when you look at it.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's kind of upsetting because it's not used as much as it should be.
I've seen it in a few of the J-pop though. I think I see it more often in J-pop. But then again, it's been a while since I've really watched, like, paid attention to any red thread, just because it doesn't happen as often, obvious, like you've said.
Right. And so when I saw that, I was like, whoa, this is interesting. Like, and it just kind of reminded me of it, and it was really cool to see, because it was so much nostalgia, like from America, from other sources of K-pop, just packed into like one MV, and it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even in Korean. That's the greatest part.
So
So
in Japanese culture, like they have a lot more references to the red thread of fate, because like the red thread of fate, it originates from, I think it was a Chinese folklore, and that spread to Korea and Japan.
Yeah.
And so in Japanese culture, you'll see the red thread come up a lot in like commercials,
right.
movies, books, and whatnot. So it's used a lot. It's a euphemism that's used a lot more in Japan. So for Dreamcatcher, if someone finds themselves really loving Dreamcatcher's sound, what would be a Nugu group that you could tie in to Dreamcatcher?
Well, honestly, a Nuga group that I could really tie into Dreamcatcher would be Pink Fantasy.
So I was thinking the same.
They don't have a similar concept in the idea of a group wide concept, because obviously Pink Fantasy is a very unique group concept.
Yeah.
Especially with the one member.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their hidden member.
Their hidden member, yeah.
Yeah, because
so
what was that song? Fantasy, right? That's the one
Yeah.
that has a similar kind of rock vibe-ish to it.
it does.
Yep.
So that is definitely a group. And for anyone that has no idea what we're talking about, Nuga group is related to a group that is not well known or not popular. Usually that entails, views on an MV, music show wins. It could really be a lot of things that really culminate into what is a Nuga group. The actual translation translates over from Nugu being nobody, which is kind of a... It originally, I believe it was used as an offensive term.
Yeah, kind of like who?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what it more translates to. So when we say Nugu group, we're just talking about groups that are not really that well known.
Yep. So we'll definitely try to do a bit more of that, where we tie in more established groups to a Nugu group to help kind of give that gain some more exposure for them. So I think we're ready to move on.
Yeah.
What do you guys?
So.
Anyone have some last words on that?
Go listen to Dreamcatcher's Breaking Out.
Yeah, I mean,
Facts.
You start off an episode with a song that the three of us can actually agree on again. So
Yeah.
all right, so bringing us on to the next one, we've got BOL4 with another double comeback. Well, I guess it's two music videos for one comeback: Workaholic and 25. Aura, which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Workaholic.
Okay, so Workaholic, the music video is exactly what the title makes it out to sound like. It's a fairly, I mean, so for working adults, it's everything that you can relate to, really, from as far as like the visuals and like what would you think, Aura, as far as like the structure of the video?
The structure of the video, like, when I was watching it, I'm like, oh wow, I've experienced this. This hits home. Working long days, not being appreciated, busy life,
wanting to thrash everything in the workplace with a bat.
Yeah. After a stressful day, yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that I've actually done it.
I mean,
but yeah.
Like as far as music videos, like this is as real as it gets.
Facts.
Yeah. So for myself, as far as like the song is concerned, one of the things that really got me on board with BOL4 in the first place was like their their indie acoustic sound
Yeah.
and like the real soulful lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
or I should say vocals. I mean, and so for these two songs, for both Workaholic and 25, they kind of go away from that indie acoustic sound. It's still a bit of it is still there, but it's infused with. Well, I guess I have to leave it up to Nick to give a better explanation on that sound. I'm not too familiar with that particular style, so they do have an infusion going on there, and it's not exactly my type of sound, but of the two, I think Oro would agree with me on this. 25 is more closer to a song that I would listen to.
Yeah, 25 is more yours. I feel like Workaholic is more mine, to be honest.
Well, I think it's because the imagery more resonates with you.
Well, I even listened to it without the MV, and I still really like Workaholic more, to be honest.
Okay. So, what about you, Nick? Let's get your input on here.
I mean, like, it's BOL4 is a group where I can always say that, like, I'm never gonna hate the stuff that they put out, but I'm also never going to, like, be completely overjoyed with it simply just because it's not really my style.
Yeah.
I thought that both MVs were great, very well shot.
Yes.
And I mean the music is amazing as well. It's just not overly my style. And so like I could sit down and enjoy it, but like am I going to like throw it in my playlist 10 times? Not so much. As far as like that style that you were talking about, it's very think about drum and bass, right?
Okay.
Drum and bass EDM.
Yes.
Now you remove the high ends of the EDM and add over an indie overtones, and that's very much what it is.
Yes. Okay. Right on.
So you have a very similar drum and bass style, but you slow it down because normally drum and bass is at like 144 BPM.
Right, especially for EDM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so you slow it down to a manageable BPM, 70, 90, whatever this is at, and then you lay over an indie melody, and that's very much what this is.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's what makes it really like fresh to listen to.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like just every other indie track.
And for I guess part of it too for me is that it's so different from what we've come to expect from BO4. I think if I was to watch it a couple more times, I would start to get like a lot more into it. And really, like I don't have anything really wrong to say about BO4 other than it's just this comeback is just different. And I think it's something that could really catch on for BO4 fans. I would say that you should definitely give this a chance. It could especially grow on you. So.
Oh yeah,
I already like it.
Cause, yeah, and I think it's pretty bold that they would move into this direction as well. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it's because it's what everyone else is doing, because we did see something similar with G-Friend. We did Twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so to see BO4 also kind of doing something along these lines, I like it. I like that they're taking the risk and they're wanting to do something different. With 25, the music video for that is a lot closer to what we've come to expect from BO4. So I'd say with these two comebacks, it's a lot like with Twice to Japan comeback with Breakthrough and Happy, where you got the kind of like dual concept going.
Well, so can I say something? Because something I've noticed is BO4 usually releases 2 MVs each of the comebacks.
At once.
Yeah. So
yep.
I've kind of expected 2 concepts. So.
Yeah, but then with their previous one, both concepts were still bright.
Yeah.
But they kind of touched on 2 different things, where one was more about the romance and the other was about the fun and friendship, more along those lines.
Yeah.
But they were still both bright. With this one, Workaholic is kind of along the lines of kind of darker.
More mature.
In fact, a lot of the scenes were definitely exactly. It was darker and more mature. 25 more about the kind of you're turning 25 and going into that deeper into adulthood. Because so traditionally in Korean culture, 25 was like almost considered being middle age. If you're not married at that point, then you're kind of like a failure. So.
Thanks.
Yeah. 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 So, but as far as like 25, like I I love the brighter, more fun visuals. So between the two, like 25 is just really more. It was really more of my style. So, bringing it back into the Nuga tie-in, I think you're thinking the same thing as me, Nick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, go for it.
100%. It's the group is slightly slower, more ballad like, but Yeoldudao, right? They very small group coming out of Double X Entertainment, and they're very very indie. Like think if indie went indie, that's Yeoldudao. So if you are a fan of BOL4 and you really enjoy like the slower side of BOL4.
Yeah, especially like if you love their music video Starlight, if you love that song.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeoldudao. They have a ton of tracks already out, and they're pretty much on their own schedule, so they can release tracks whenever they want.
Which is nice. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, or did you have anything else you wanted to add on?
No. Shall we move on?
I think this is the one that this is the part that the three of us are kind of dreading moving on to.
I didn't want to do this.
All right. So for this next topic, should I introduce it?
Please
Go ahead.
So,
all you.
I believe it was 2 days ago, izone released the Japanese music video. They haven't released the album for Vampire. It's a Japanese release, the third release before a third Japanese a Korean comeback, but this is their third Japanese comeback. So, wow. I have mixed feelings, but do you want to start with the mixed, or do you want to start with your guys' feelings about the music video?
Okay.
I would start with yours.
Mine.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because Oro's got the more positive. I mean, if it's mixed, then he's got more positive.
That's true.
I think we better be ending on something more positive. So, okay. So for myself, let me just preface this with, again, this is our personal feelings, right? We're not trying to tell anyone or convince anyone to think the same way that we do. But for myself, it's entirely negative. So I won't say entirely negative, because at least the music video was good this time around. It wasn't at the same train wreck as Buenos Aires was, as far as like the music video, like the video part itself. But the song is still very much as much of a train wreck. Actually, I want to say it's even a bit more of a train wreck with the vocal mixing. So again, the problem isn't with the members' vocals, like their own personal talents. It's whoever is mixing this song and taking it in this direction. The producer. My goodness, I don't even want to. Was it? It's Akimoto Yasushi, right?
Yep, Akimoto Yasushi.
So I right from the very beginning, like right where they're going like hey, it's almost like sounded like a group of amateurs trying to like harmonize, just from how badly they mixed it. And I'm just like, I know they're capable of doing much better than this, but it's the way that the sound engineer mixed it to sound like they're a bunch of amateurs. I found myself almost getting angry. So, and you guys know me, right? Like I never like get angry at a song, or I never like hate anybody, right? Like I almost found myself like almost hating Aki P like for this song.
So, fun fact, I remember a few years ago, people got really mad when like there was a rumor that I think it was a rumor, I don't remember, but this was a really long time ago, that Aki P was going to do one of BTS's Japanese songs or whatever, and people got mad. Like, mad.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame you.
Yeah, and so don't get me wrong too. Like, don't let this be the representative of all J-pop.
No.
And don't think that all Japanese people love this style of music, because so as I was reading through some of the Japanese comments, a lot of the Japanese commenters agree with us. One of the more civil comments that I read. This guy pretty much agrees with me. Like, he likes the concept, he likes the video, but those vocals, and I don't know if he was talking about like if he was meaning to intend like their actual vocals of the performers. If he did, then he's mistaken. It's just whoever mixed the vocals.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he said like the vocals are just no good. And one of the more critical comments that I read was, I want to say Akimoto Yasushi should stop writing songs and quit. But if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't be getting as much media promotions. So
Right.
that person was obviously very conflicted as well.
Yeah.
And there was a lot more very harsh comments as well from the Japanese commenters.
Right.
So
Okay. This song is, in my opinion, more
Thank
of a
you for
train
that.
wreck. More of a train wreck than Buenos Aires.
well, so you can change that to our opinion, because I'm with you on that.
And
Uh,
okay, so myself and Jihoon are of the opinion that this is more of a train wreck than Buenos Aires. The first time I listened to this, I found myself I think I said it probably 70 times. I was like, okay, now the bass drops. No, now there's bass. Where's the bass?
right.
Like, I usually don't listen with an equalizer on, because I usually just use it when I'm, like, even now I'm recording, I'm using an equalizer for my headphones to equalize out the bass and make it sound good. But I had to listen to this with a bass equalizer on just to make the sound. So I basically had to remix the song myself to make this sound halfway decent. And yeah, like you were talking about that hey run
Yeah.
that they do.
Yeah.
When I felt it coming, I almost muted the song. I've never done that in my life.
I actually stopped it at that point just to like recollect myself. I'm like, and like kind of think to myself like, okay, do I really want to go through with watching the rest of this?
And their vocal types, there's only a few of them in that could actually pull off that kind of a run. And you don't put the ones with high vocal timbers on that run. You just don't do it.
Well,
you take the high ends out.
And they layered it towards the front too, so it's more present.
They also did. Also, I don't know if you guys heard this. I don't know what you guys were using to listen to this on. They're inside of the song, the way they have it mixed, there is a slight differentiation where it favors the left ear more than the right ear.
Really?
So
Yeah, I heard it, and I was like, oh no.
So thank you for that, because that brings me to a theory that I was talking to Oro about. I have a theory that whoever sound mixed it did it so that it would be optimized for smartphone speakers or really crappy headphones.
I think you're right.
Because
I think they seriously did it to cater towards the
one ear.
low end like
low the low end budget listening devices.
Yeah.
I think you're completely right.
Because I played it, so not trying to brag here, but I have a high end audio system, right? I was listening to on my audio system out in the living room, and everything, all the details, like you can hear it, you can pick up on it in bad ways, like you can pick up on all the bad details. But when I played it off of my smartphone, it actually sounded a lot better. But it's because
I did the same thing.
Right. So
I played off my smartphone. I was like, if I listened to this on my smartphone the first time, and I didn't listen through it through my headphones, I might have actually liked the song.
like audio wise, the sound it does sound better, but the song is still, I still wouldn't have liked it.
And I mean, honestly, like, you guys were talking about how the concept is like, Aura. You guys were talking about how the concept is like, the concept is fine.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the concept is not okay.
Really?
So
The concept is kind of cringe. I'm
It-
not gonna lie.
I mean, in catering to the Japanese market where they like a lot more cutesy stuff, like the vampire Lolita concept,
Yeah.
especially leading up to Halloween coming up. I don't think it was a misstep. I think it would have worked for Japan anyways, just not so much for international audience.
Right. And I mean, honestly, I think it could have worked better had they laid it out better.
I think it would have worked better if we just had a better song and better sound mixing.
I think you're also right.
So we need to move it on to Aura. Aura, please, dude, save us.
So I've got to agree
So
with
much hate.
like okay, the music video I actually really liked. I also really liked the dance. So because I also watched the music station version. And to be honest, the music station version actually sounds a lot better than the music video.
I'll watch that after this.
Okay. Yeah, I need to
because
check that out.
it doesn't use as much mixing as the music video.
Okay.
But I will say it does cater to the higher notes, like everybody with a higher tone voice.
Right.
So
Right,
you don't
like normal.
so you don't exactly hear like the differentiatings. And I also know that some of the girls who have like a lower tone, lower voice,
Like Yenna?
yeah, they're having. It seems like they're having a harder time to reach those notes, and I think that's part of the reason why it becomes so much more less pleasurable to hear, I guess. But
Oh, so it was really noticeable that like Yenna was she had like a lot of vocal strain.
yeah, you could tell that there was a lot of vocal strain, like especially like Haewon too. I felt like she had trouble hitting those notes, but
Yeah, that makes sense because this song should be. Now, I'm not Ian's vocal coach or anything, but based on her voice type, that should be like right around her falsetto range, like right at the flip.
yeah, and that's something that I think Akimoto really doesn't take into account. After I want to say 2013, 2014, because I don't think he's really gotten to know the girls and really gotten to like really try to cater to their skills, because he's not only writing songs for them, he's also writing it for his, I don't know how many groups of the 48 family, but he's doing so many songs at a time. So he's not really catering to everyone's skill and just kind of generalizing everything. And that's probably one of the biggest problems, is that he's overgeneralizing izone. And
Overgeneralizing, but biased towards the high. Well, because again, that is a very distinct part of the Japanese music scene, is that they favor those high notes so much, high vocals.
well, not only that, but most of the groups are higher vocal tones, because like most of AKB's family is all younger girls, you know.
Yeah, and it goes with the Japanese. They really do like cute, like that's kawaii culture.
Yeah.
Right. That's such a big important part of Japanese pop culture, and especially among their idol culture.
But
So naturally, it's gonna go favor towards the higher pitch.
yeah, but like if if the vocal range and everything else was at a lower tone, I think it would be a lot better to listen to. And obviously, if there was less mixing, because I also feel like after a lot of the original AKB members left, of the main like groups left, Akimoto's been having a lot of problems. And also after a bunch of scandals that happened in 2013, 2014, he's been kind of like back and forth between experimenting and also playing it safe. So that's
Because we had talked about it before. Was it yesterday?
2 days ago.
Because like I was getting really critical of Aki in the chat with Aura, and was it when Aura you showed me
Uza.
one of the older music videos from like 2012
Yeah.
that he had written,
Yeah.
and it was one that I was like, oh, so I can actually, this is actually a decent song from Aki, because I was about to just outright say like I just hate his music, you know.
Yeah.
But after that, like, okay, I can back off a bit and be like, current Aki, I'm not a fan of his style of music. Take me back to 2012, and let's see him go further back into that direction.
Yeah.
You know.
He's playing it safe, and I can see why, just because of everything that's happened to AKB in the past few years. They're not as popular anymore, which I hate to say.
I think he needs to redefine playing it safe.
Yeah.
Oh no!
But
Don't say that.
I rewatched Vampire a few times. Also, like, just the lyrics themselves. Lyrics very much conflict with the concept, because
I watched it like 5 or 6 times myself, and I couldn't even pay attention to the lyrics, like and like I do that, right? Like, I focus in on vocals and lyrics, but like the vocals were just so, like the mixing of the vocals was just so distracting for me, and I just couldn't focus in. And like you talked about the dance choreography and whatnot. I couldn't even see that. Like I was just,
oh no,
it was such a struggle for me, and because I was really really trying to understand this song, like understand what are they trying to do with it, like the technical aspects of like what are they trying to go with this, like why are they mixing it this way, and for the life of me I just can't figure it out.
It's a very conflicting music video, because the dance, the imagery, I love their costumes. It was done really well. Each of the girls' actions were done beautifully. The CG, it wasn't too much CG. It was just the right amount, and it conveyed like a dark, mysterious kind of feel for the music video itself, not the music. And the thunderstorm apparently in your background is agreeing with me. But no, the entire music video is meant to convey like a mysterious kind of vibe, but the song itself is kind of a bright, the like chords and whatnot made it feel like it was a little bit brighter, but the lyrics were also a problem too, because it felt like when I was reading the lyrics, because I don't speak Japanese completely fully and whatever, it felt like it was conveying their own desire for someone, when in most like media, vampires are made where other people desire them. Like,
I mean, like I can't even think of any off the top of my head.
Well, like
so I know there's like a bunch of Japanese anime out there that have like that type of theme.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar, but
I mean,
I know it's out there. I know I
not
have an idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, not just Japanese, but like Western, like with Dracula and whatnot, how he's portrayed as, or how vampires are portrayed, they're like very handsome, very desirable, where like regular people would desire those kinds of like beings because of how attractive they are in modern media. But this flips it, where it's the vampire that desires the regular people, which I found really weird.
So yeah, like your explanation of the song and the music video really makes me wish I could like understand the song better, so I could like appreciate all that, because that's all really intriguing stuff. So and I would love to be able to talk have a conversation with you about all those intricacies, but I can't.
Which is fine, but like it's just stuff that I thought I should put out there. It's a weird combination, because like how the video itself is kind of portraying things, it's making it so where we the regular people would desire izone, because they're the temptresses, they're the vampires, but it's not and it should be a more like, if they lowered the tones, made everything more of the vocal ranges of the girls, and made it where they're more of the temptresses, I think that this song would have been done so much better, and more people would be into it, especially because it would fit like the theme, it would fit the time, because it is coming up on Halloween soon. It's only like a month and a half away. And it's it would just fit everything overall a lot better if RKP actually focused on the girls' talents rather than generalizing them. Now, and
Yeah.
if
So
because he pulled it off really well when with the music video I showed you with Uza.
yep.
So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. So I know I harped on the music video a lot, or on the song itself a lot, as a Nick. I know we called it a train wreck and all, but as always, check it out for yourself. Well, and by all means, feel free to disagree with us. We're not the authorities on anything, so this is merely our opinions, and it's all agree to disagree if you disagree with us. So I tried my best to end that on a positive note. Before moving on, did anybody have anything else they want to add on to that before we move on?
Watch it with an open mind. Watch it with an open
Please.
mind.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Nick, you want to go ahead and bring in the next one?
So on September 19th, so in 5 days of us recording this, a Kohei group will be debuting, and it's a group that me and Jihoon know very well, and that is Ktigers 0.
So I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Thanks for including me.
2
And Aura. So,
and Aura.
what was it? Because I know. So Ktigers was one of the reasons why I got into BTS in the first place, when they covered "Boy in Love," and I think I discovered them around 2014 or 2013. And back then they were just a cover group, but not like your typical cover group, because Ktigers is a Taekwondo demo team.
Right.
And
Right, yes.
they're doing Taekwondo infused covers of
K-pop.
K-pop songs, and I thought, like, I loved their covers, and which it was dance covers. I think they did eventually have a couple, like
It was like 1 or 2 vocal covers, but it also never showcased the entire group.
right.
Yeah.
So
It was only certain members, I believe.
yeah,
So for those of you that don't know, Ktigers 0 is they're going to be like we said, a full group. They're debuting in the whole 9 yards. 7 males, 5 females. So it'll be definitely interesting to see what kind of musical concept they do, right?
yeah.
Because it's got to be something that can mesh with Taekwondo. I mean, you can't really do Taekwondo to a ballad.
To a
right?
ballad, yeah.
That would be kind of funny.
So
That would,
Maybe like a power
that
ballad.
would be hilarious.
Like a power ballad would be about as far as they would be able to go with that, I think.
About as close as you can get to a ballad, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of concept they do. Because also we haven't heard much of their vocals or their rapping ability, if they're going to rap.
And I'm wondering if that's maybe part of the reason why we had to wait so long for them to debut.
They were basically trainees, right?
Right.
The only thing I'm worried about is they haven't gotten much exposure.
Not recently, anyways.
But also,
yeah.
not since their covers, right?
right.
And then I'm worried that this is a startup, like, hey, let's give this a go because it might work.
Right.
You know, because originally, for people that were following them from a while back, they weren't like a project group.
No. They were just a
No,
bunch of
'cause
people
they
uploading videos.
They were a bunch of people that knew Taekwondo.
Yeah, they were
And
they were an established.
Their
Taekwondo
teacher was like,
team.
"What if we post this to YouTube?" They were like,
Yeah.
"Let's do it." You know, so they weren't trainees. They weren't they weren't a project group. They weren't anything. And now,
Well, they were
this came out a few years ago.
they were an established Taekwondo demo team, because they were doing
Correct.
Taekwondo demonstrations at like either martial arts conventions, or I think they even did like demos for like the Olympics even. So
Right.
you know,
So-
they have a high media presence, because you also see them in variety shows, where like even on shows with K-pop idols, or
Right. I mean, they did
comedians.
Shindong's Kick Service.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Stuff like that.
They were very active in the media. And
I wonder what their contract looks like, honestly.
well, so it wouldn't be your
'Cause, I mean,
typical contract,
it-
because they're not a they
Well,
weren't a K-pop group.
They're under Ktigers Entertainment,
Oh, really?
which means they're an official signed entertainment agency.
Right.
So I wonder if it is a normal idol contract, or if it is to a lesser extent, just a group-based contract?
I wonder. I think it would still be under their original contracts with as like when they were, a taekwondo demo team.
Demo team?
Maybe.
You think it's a similar contract to that?
I think that's their current
Potentially.
existing contract. Unless they had to, unless by
They would have to rewrite the contract.
Yeah.
because like I'm not sure what the extent of the law says, because I know the law states that for idol groups they're no more than 7 years, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
but I don't know if a group,
If that extends to entertainment groups?
right, if they transition over into being an idol group, then would they have to
Yeah,
change
it's-
up? So,
It's a real gray area.
yeah, that is interesting. So,
And that was the first thing I thought of. But yeah, so super excited for that. I can't wait to see how it goes.
Yeah.
yep. So how about we do this then? Aura, what kind of what would their debut concept that you'd like to see?
I always lose these.
Well, so I don't know. I mean,
Jihoon likes these because he always wins.
no. I
You
think this is
win
the one
most
that
of the
you guys.
time. You win most of the time. You know it.
All right,
Well,
Jihoon.
I think this is the one that you guys have the better chance at winning. I use that with air quotes because I haven't seen anything from them recently, and so I don't know. I don't have anything to kind of like base off of as far as like what they have a good chance of doing. So, Aura, what do you think?
So I feel like I feel like it's going to be a little bit closer to maybe BTS's style with like how powerful they are.
You took my guess. I should have gone first.
Or it could be similar to Cards. I don't know. But I'm going to go the BTS route.
Okay. What about you, Nick?
So it's hard, right? Because we don't know much about them. We don't have anything. The only things we have is like small factoids from each of them, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Like one of the guys tried to get into Mix 9, didn't work, but there was the audition and whatever. As far as like that goes, I think we're gonna see something very similar to like I don't even know what would fit because there's not really a lot you can mesh taekwondo with, right?
I mean, there is.
I mean, there is and there isn't, but not. That's really like, I don't know. Maybe like a more 50-50 vocal rap focused Stray Kids.
Okay.
So a much more power beat, but with more vocality inside of the actual group.
Okay. So since you guys took both, because you also took my backup that I didn't even know I was gonna have, Nick, I'm gonna say, how about something along the lines of, and it's gonna be a stretch, GOT7, where
Oh,
yeah,
Okay.
right. So where the music it does have an established beat, but it's a much more smoother feeling, more fluid feeling that would fit better with taekwondo demonstrations.
Okay.
And with their vocals too, I think GOT7's vocals is more attainable for ktigers. I think, yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the more of a GOT7 style. How about that?
for everyone listening, they're gonna be like, you guys are done. It's already out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Because by the time we get this out, they would have already had their debut.
It's
but
already out, and we've already watched, and June's already telling us how he was right. So
I don't know. I mean, I'm leaning towards Aura being right on this one. So yeah.
all right.
So let's move it on to
MV
our
of the-
music video of the episode.
Alright.
All right, Nick, go for it.
So mine is eyes. No, I'm just. All right. So mine is actually gonna be Dreamcatcher's Breaking Out.
Okay. Yeah, what you, Aura?
Okay, so I kind of want to split it just because
Oh.
video-wise, just video, like, despite the song itself, I will say I love the video of Vampire. It was beautifully done. The art and the visuals were very well crafted. And this amount, like, everything that was done other than the music itself was done really well. So for the video, I want to say izone's Vampire. For the song wise, I will have to go with Workaholic from BOL4.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a hard time picking between Dreamcatcher and BOL4's 25. Because like 25. I really love the music video, and the song was a lot closer to what I like about their music. But the Dreamcatcher, like that song for Breaking Out, that misdirection from how they started with the intro and progressed into the song, I really like that. And again, Dreamcatcher's, their sound is just so different. So eeny meeny miny, I pick 25. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So now on to our next segment, quick shots with Aura.
Thanks. Okay.
So many.
So Tuesday. Well, first quick shot. On Tuesday, September 10th, we had an Apple release thing, Apple event showing the iPhone 11. But you know what? Who cares about that, okay? Who cares about that? Because on the same day, Momo had her teaser release. And it trended, okay? Usually, Apple trends #1 during those events. But it was beat out by Momo. And don't get me wrong, Momo looked absolutely gorgeous. But the reason why was because her forehead. And I'm gonna blame Jihoon for this one. I'm gonna blame Jihoon all the way for this because foreheads. Oh my god! Just because Momo loves her bangs, everybody knows it.
She's always had bangs for the past 4 years.
5 years, yeah. And
yeah, like when do we last see her forehead?
Never. And she's even said it in a V Live that she would never get rid of her bangs, and she got rid of her bangs for this teaser. So everybody was going crazy, and people, even non-fans, recognized that. They're like, "Who's this? Or what is this Momo that's beating out Apple?" And
yeah.
Okay, imagine being so powerful that your forehead beats $1 billion company, a multi-billion-dollar company, releasing a brand new phone, and your forehead is so powerful it beats that.
Yeah.
All right.
Quick shots with Aura.
Yeah.
Part 2.
So part 2, 15 ands, Baek Yerin, the last half of the group, has now departed from JYP as well. So yeah, both members are gone and have gone their separate ways. That's really all I have for it.
All right,
cool. Well, now for our little segment featuring Nick for Aura's quick shots.
Hey, welcome. I'm taking over. All right, so I have 2 things. GIRLKIND, XJR, released their second MV, and that is called All You Want. And if you don't know who GIRLKIND is, you're living under a rock. Go check them out, because honestly, that song is really good. It's got nice switches, changes to rap breaks, all the good stuff inside of K-pop. So definitely go check that out. My second one is a group that I had to educate the other people at ISN here about, or a soloist, sorry, that I had to educate the other people at ISN about, and that is Ryusua with her MV High. Honestly, I don't know if she just debuted or if this is a comeback, because there's literally nothing about her.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't find a single article about her. I couldn't find a single. She didn't have a profile anywhere. The only thing I had was the High MV. And it's High with an H and an exclamation point. Anyway, so there's not much known about her, but the one thing I do know is that the album that she's coming out with is almost entirely self-produced.
Oh wow. She
even went so far as to organizing all the MIDI files,
Okay.
and inputting them directly into an audio editor and editing it herself.
That's actually really impressive. I'm really intrigued now.
There's 4 songs, and only 2 of them have other input. This entire title track is entirely done by her.
Wow.
Yeah. So she is so Nugu that she didn't even show up in my feeds because I get all the Nugu like recommendations in my feeds.
Of course, she showed up in mine though.
Of course, because you're like the Nugu guru.
I'm the Nugu group's master. But yeah, so definitely go check her out. Needs more views, so please do that.
We'll post a link
Alright.
in the description to help you guys find her.
Yeah. If you search it, you're not gonna.
You'll
Yeah.
find your own
yeah,
gem.
definitely. The link will be in the description. I'll throw it back to Aura for part 2.
So earlier this year, Ailey contract finished with her previous company, so she's been on her own for a little bit. I don't know how long. I think it was in February or March. I don't remember. But
Oh wow.
yeah.
Something like that.
But recently, I think it was a couple of days ago, Ailey has now signed on with Rocket 3 Entertainment, and from at least from what I know, she is the only artist with the company right now.
Yeah, because this is the first I've heard of them.
Yeah, so
That's. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I mean, I haven't found anything else about Rocket 3 Entertainment,
That's good.
but other than that,
So it leads me to believe that maybe there's a possibility that they are a fairly new company that may have formed around Ailey.
maybe.
I mean,
Oh, that could potentially be it. Yeah.
so and something like if that is the case, then that will give her more artistic freedom. So that's
Yeah,
actually
that's true.
pretty intriguing. So I want to take a look more into this later on.
Yep. Oh, and and then for the next thing, we have Wang Junhao from those who know him from PD X101 and Treasure House or Treasure Box. My bad.
Treasure box.
He has joined his fellow Treasure Box and PD 40. Dang it! I want to say 48.
PDX 101.
PDX 101. Kang Sakwa and Hidaka Mahiro. He has joined them with Johan at Wii Entertainment. So, and that happened a few days ago, from what I know. But yeah,
Yeah, so that'd be really interesting as well.
What a potential group.
right?
Yeah, because I mean, so of those three, Kang Soo-kwa did the best in PDX 101 in terms of ranking.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and I think Nick would agree with me on this too, that a lot of people really slept on Junhao and Mahito.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. I mean, as always, we wish them the best.
Yeah.
So.
Of course.
And because I did make this mistake, it actually jogged my memory of something else that happened this week. So I think Jihoon might be happy about this.
Oh,
Haewon's daughter from PD48, Minami, she is now a full-time AKB member. She has now graduated from being a Kenkyusei, which is a trainee member, to being a member of Team A. So
okay.
she is now a full-time AKB member.
So hopefully, with her experiences from Produce 48, that she can help bring about like a higher level of technical skills in the AKB lineup, along with her fellow trainees from Produce 48.
If Akimoto can utilize it, I hope so.
Yeah, because like, man, I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say about Akipi's
But
songwriting
All right,
talents.
all right.
So
but
yeah,
that-
let's move on.
yeah. So congrats to Junhao and Minami.
Yeah.
Jihoon,
Well then.
you're next.
Yeah. So ending Aura's quick shots will be myself with first generation K-pop girl group Binko having a reunion concert, and
Dude, what?
yeah, I'm really on the nostalgia side. Like I'm really excited. On the more, I guess, technical critical side, I'm kind of nervous because I'm just wondering how well did their songs age to be played in 2019,
Right.
or are they gonna do like a modernized remix of those songs? So
I mean, so you can see them practicing on a variety show that they're on called Camping Club. It's currently on Viki, being subbed in English for those who want to watch it. So, and
okay.
So yeah, you'll be able to see Finkel practicing and going through this actual journey of the reunion.
Oh, so that's what the show's about?
Yeah.
I thought it was just them like catching up with on like old times and talking about like how they have kids now and whatnot.
I don't know, but I just know that because there was an article on Soompi talking how that there was one where they were practicing, and yeah, for the reunion, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
hopefully they get a lot of support. One of their big time members, Hiyori, she kind of said herself like, I think it will rise to like number 90 and then fall off the charts. So hopefully that's not gonna be the case.
Let's all just go.
Yeah. So you can tell I'm happy. At the same time, I'm also nervous. So I will do my part to support. Hopefully, you all will find it in you to support them as well.
Yeah. And go watch Camping
All right.
Club if you want to see their journey.
I'm going to have to check that out after I'm done watching Isaac. So
Uh,
all right. So let's who wants the last word? Or
Thank you for listening. Be sure to watch all the music videos. We'll have a few links to some of them. Praise Momo's forehead. And congrats to like all these like artists, to be honest. But yeah, thank you for listening to our podcast again. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join us on Discord. We've been talking there quite often, and we share teasers and music videos that we find there as well. Some of them we don't even have a chance to talk about, or else it could be like a 4-hour podcast. But yeah, no.
True.
Join us there if you want to talk about K-pop, and let us know about any new groups or whatnot, and we might mention them in an episode. Heck, it might even help us find new groups that we can share with others. But yeah, this is us signing off. Peace.
bye.
Bye.